You're not all expecting to get your hair cut today. I was just thinking of closing up shop. Oh, I see. You're new here.
Yeah.
That would explain those hairstyles. I'm Louis. I'm the owner. I cut the hair here. Now, there's only one rule in my shop. No tipping. Yeah, you save your change. Put it in the bank. Instead of a tip, I always ask for a story.
Yeah, that's right. A good story. Eh, Louis?
Yeah, no, all sorts of stories. I've been collecting stories since I was, this high. Most of what you see in this shop has a story to it. That was my dad's chair over there. Yeah, I know, the cushion is ripped and the chair won't rise anymore. But I keep it around just the same. You see, this used to be his shop. And I get my love of stories from him. My father would get home from work around 7 o'clock. We would sit around the table, and he would tell us stories he had heard that day. Especially stories from the old timers. So, I'll bet.
Really nice space. Yes. Do you see that point of light straight ahead? That's the Milky Way. It's over 150 million light years away. I see it. That's the Earth as it was 150 million years ago. See how the continents are so different?
Yeah?
What we're looking at is only a moment in geological time. The Earth's crust is like a shell that is broken into many plates that push and shove each other around the globe. Over time, the oceans and continents completely change their shape in a continual dance of rock and fire.
That looks dangerous.
It can be, but people have only been around for the last few moments in the age of the Earth, and they have made their homes in many places. People adapt to each place they live, and the landscape around them becomes reflected in the way they live their lives. There are places...
Where are we?
We're in Tibet, and those mountains are the Himalayas, the tallest mountains on Earth. They were formed only 60 million years ago, when the Indian...
Because we are so isolated, our animals and our people are like nowhere else on Earth. The snow leopard and the blue sea are Tibetan animals, and so are the drum and the kyang. Tibetans are as...
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hey, ladies. Oh, yeah. Right.
No, Mommy. Mommy, you have to keep it tight.
There.
Really tight.
Where's your dad? Oh, there he is.
Dad, you have to
Yeah.
keep it... Yeah, do you have to keep it really tight?
Yeah.
Like, but Mom...
And you know? Gold? Silver?
Hi, Daniel.
All right. All right. Now you notice that I open the doors one at a time, and that's used to separate the ventilation system from the inside of the mine from the outside, which is the building. When you're underground, it is very important to keep the air circulating. First of all, when you go deeper and deeper underground, it gets hotter and hotter. So you better be sure to have the air circulating, having fresh air coming in from surface throughout the day for the miners. Also, all the fumes from the machines, gas in the air, it's very important to get the air circulating. We'll see later on a ventilation system that we have, okay? Underground, we have a lot of tunnels. We have horizontal tunnels like this one called a drift. That's where miners can walk, machines can travel to their working point in the mine. We also have two vertical tunnels. First of all, we have a shaft. A shaft goes from surface all the way at the bottom of the mine. There you can have your ventilation system. You can also have your two elevators. First of all, the cage. We just went down a very nice cage here at Diamond Earth. Okay, to bring the miners underground and back up to the surface after a long day at work. We also have the skip. The skip is the elevator that's going to bring the ore, the rock, all the way up to surface. Okay? Another vertical tunnel is a raise. Now, a raise separates one level to the next. That's where the air can circulate. You can have cables passing through, and you can also have an ore chute. We'll see one later on. That's to transport the ore from one level to the next. The machine I'm standing on right here. This is called the raised borehead. This is only one part of the machine. The other part is on top of us at the other level. And the other part, if you can see on this chart, is right over here. The machine I'm standing on is this part. Now the miners at the level above, they're going to drill a hole called a pellet hole. And we're going to line this machine, this part of the machine right under it, stacking up columns like this one on top of the other until it reaches the top. Once that's done, this part of the machine will pull it upwards, and it's all going to turn really, really fast. These individual heads with the carbide buttons will turn individually as well. And when it hits the rock, it's going to start drilling and drilling, okay? And drilling your tunnel. All the rocks that fall to this level, the scoop train will pick it up and get it out of the way. So that's the machine, very important machine to have underground to drill the vertical tunnel, okay? We're going to keep on going. We're going to walk through the horizontal tunnel that is called the drift. Were you guys listening? I'm really quizzing you now. All right, follow me.
Go ahead.
I never ever saw this here.
Okay, here we're going to talk about ground support. Very important to have support underground for the drift, for the tunnel, for the safety of the miner. First of all, what we have are rock bolts. Now, notice that we have rock bolts everywhere on the walls of the drifts. Now, we have different shapes, different types of rock bolts here. These metal bars, the rock bolts, are inserted into the wall of the drift to support the walls and to make sure that they do not collapse. So it is for added support. We also have the meshing. Can anyone tell me why we have meshing underground?
Stuff that's important to hold that in.
Exactly. Now, if little pieces of rock wanted to fall, like right over here, the meshing will stop it from falling on the equipment, falling on the miners, and injure them. So that too you will find everywhere on the walls of the drift for the safety or support. One very important step that the miners take after blasting is scaling the walls of the drift with the scaling bar. Okay? Now they're going to scale, they're going to hit the walls of the drifts and make sure that all the loose rock is on the ground and not just attached to the walls of the drift. Okay? Now it's a game of sound, and when you hit the wall and you hear a hollow sound, that means that there's a fracture on the other side and you need to break that wall down before doing anything else. Okay, so after you scale the walls of the drift, then you can put your rock bolts, you can put your meshing, okay, for the safety. So rock bolts and meshing, very important to have underground. Okay? We'll keep on going. You were there? It was a very long time ago. Now that's where the mining industry started out in Sudbury. The first mine to open was Copper Cliff, okay? People from Europe and all over the world are coming to Sudbury to work in our mine. We just talked about ground support. Can anyone tell me what the ground support is? Sorry? Exactly, the rock bolts and the meshing. Well, in the early 1900s, there is no ground support. No rock bolts, no meshing. The rock is there to support itself, and we also have these beams installed at the entrances of the drifts and going into them. The drifts are obviously a lot smaller than they are today. They get even smaller than this. So as we go in, please watch your heads on the beams. They are very low. Are we going in? No, you don't have to. You guys are lucky. But for the taller ones, watch out. Come on in.
We're going in.
Lighting as we were walking in. Candles. Now underground it is very, very, very dark. Okay? Yeah. I had the chance to see these drifts without any light. Have your little candle walking and working in these conditions. Okay? Not the best source of light. Now they had to purchase their candles and their matches from the company they worked for. They were working about 10 to 12 hours a day. Some were even working 7 days a week. Okay? There is no age limit. Boys as young as 13, 15 years old were working underground. If you are strong enough to do the work, you are underground working those hours. Okay? Here we have a 1902 ore car. Can anyone tell me why we have ore cars underground? Yes, they do. Yes, and what would you do after that? You don't know? Once it's full? You dump it, exactly. It is used to transport the ore. So after blasting, they're going to have their tools, they have their shovels, they're going to pick up that ore and dump it into the ore car. When it's full, this one weighs about 2 tons. So 2 workers work together to simply push the ore car. And they travel on tracks, just like train tracks, and they're normally going to push it all the way to the skip. Okay? To get the ore out of the ore car, they're going to take this handle at the back and move it from side to side. When you move this handle, the front part of the ore car is going to lift, and all the rocks are going to fall onto the skip, and it's going to be brought up to surface. Pretty cool? Have you been to Explore Mine yet? No, if you have a chance to go, there is an ore car, and you can fill it up and dump it into an ore chute. Okay, so if you have a chance to go there, it is a lot of fun. Do we keep on going? Yeah? Okay, follow me. What? Alright, everybody sit in. There's a lot of room. Okay. This surface over here is called the stope. This is the heart of the mine. This is where you find all your valuable materials, your nickel, your copper, your gold, your silver, your platinum, okay? So this is the surface that you want to blast. Take that ore, fill up your ore cart, and bring it up to surface. So, this drill is going to help us out a little. This is an 1883 air-powered drill. Okay, the air comes in through this hose. The air is provided by surface, so it goes all the way up to surface. To make it work, you take this handle at the back and turn it round and round. And when you do that, with this drill, the holes are about 1 to 2 feet deep. Okay? And what do we put in those holes? Dynamite, exactly, because you want to blast this surface. Now, if you had this drill with you underground, you were considered very, very lucky, because otherwise you were stuck with a hammer and a chisel. Okay? Now to make your hole, one miner would pull down the chisel, the other one would hit, and as he would hit the chisel, the other one would spin it. Okay? Hit, spin, hit, spin. Now it would take a few hours to make one simple hole. Okay, so not the best tools to have. And also, picture how dark it is. Okay, you have a little candle placed on the side of the drift somewhere where you find a good spot, and you're working this drill. Okay, it is very, very dark in the early 1900s. Okay, later on we'll see we'll have a bit of electricity underground, so it's going to help us out a lot. Do we have any questions? No? Okay, here we have another ore car. This one is much bigger, and this one is placed here because it's under an ore chute. Okay, let's talk about an ore chute a bit at the entrance. Now, the miners up there, they're going to push the ore into the ore chute, and it's all going to fall automatically into the ore car. Now, what happens when you start putting too much ore at the same time in the ore chute? It could collapse, yes.
Dust.
Pardon?
Dust? No.
Dust might be a problem.
Like you put the
Get jammed, okay? So the miners have to jump up on the platform, lock up the ore chute, and we'll try to get the rock moving again. So first they're going to bring a metal bar, scaling bar, and they're going to go try to release the rock. Now, they release the rock, it starts moving again, and the miners have to run down the ore chute before the rocks catch up to them. Okay? It's a little dangerous. If that doesn't work, their ground support also wider, the drifts are bigger, because machines are coming into play, they need to have room to travel. We now have light, like right up here, okay, but only in certain areas of the mine. Again, today some areas of mines don't have electricity, and miners started carrying these cap lamps on their hard hats. A little better than the little candles they had, obviously, okay? Rock bolts are now introduced, the meshing is still not here, but this is for our safety today. So as we go in, once again, watch your head.
Where? More room.
Okay, here we're going to see the bad boys that we used in the ground in the 1960s. First of all, this is the jackleg drill. It is used to make the holes for the dynamite. The holes are about 6 to 8 feet deep. Now this is the jackleg that supports the drill as it works. Water comes in through this hose. The water is there to cool down the bit as a drill, and it's also there to clear the air from all the dust that's flying around from drilling. Okay, so you drill your holes, you put your dynamite in, you make your blast. Next thing you have to do is muck the area. Okay, mucking means getting the ore out. Now this machine is called the slusher. Okay, the slusher works on a set of cables. The cables are attached to the scraper over there, the big giant scoop that you see, and at the far end where it's red. Now when you move the handle, you're pulling the scraper towards you. Remember the ore chute we just saw? Yeah, I hope you remember. We're now on top of the ore chute. Okay, so when you pull the scraper towards you, the muck The rocks are all going to fall into the ore chute to the level below. Move the handles again. Pull the scraper away. Bring it forward again, bringing more rocks. Okay, so you do that back and forth until you clear most of the area or the scope that you just blasted. This one is called the mucker. Now the mucker travels on track while it works. It is air powered. The air comes in through this hose. Okay? The miners are going to stand on this little platform and travel with the mucker. Now when you move the handles from side to side, the scoop in the front is going to pick up the rock and swing it back into the ore car. Okay, and it travels in the drift. So it picks up the rock, swings it. Picks it up, swings it. Okay? What's interesting to see is that in certain mines, again today these machines are still in use. Okay, we're going to see next. Alright. So here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 loaded holes ready to go. We're going to load a 9th one before blasting the surface. Okay? I'm going to get to this bag over here and get a few things. Does anybody want to help me? Yeah? Okay. I don't want to do it. It's way too dangerous. Okay. I'm going to ask you to put this stick of dynamite right in here. Okay, our blasting pad. Perfect. You want to help me?
Go, Ray. Go.
Yeah? We're going to take the stick and push it all the way at the end. It's the jackknife drill who made these holes, so you're also going to see how deep they go. So you can push that in.
Push it, help us push it in.
And notice that we use a stick of wood and not of metal because you don't want to cause any sparks or it'll cause accidents. So, all the way at the end.
Keep pushing.
Keep pushing until it goes right in.
You got it. Okay, before you pull it out. Perfect. You want to hold that for me for a second? I'm going to get to this bag over here, right behind you. And get this fuse. Okay, now we keep the fuse and the sticks of powder in separate bags because we don't want any accidents. Exactly. We're going to blow that up. You bet. Now, this one goes in next. Anybody else want to help?
Yeah, go ahead, Ann. Oh, little guy.
Yeah? Okay, I'm going to take this from you. Thank you very much. 2 other sticks of powder. Want to put it in for me? Right this way. Right in here. Perfect. You want to put another one in? No?
Put another one in and your brother will take a picture.
There you go. Right in here, right behind you. Play it. Now all the fuses are attached to this igniter cord, and this will burn about a foot every 20 seconds. Allowing the miners to know exactly how long they have until the blast goes off, depending on how many holes you've set up. And also, they're able to count their shots because they don't all blast at the same time. As you see, this one's going to be the first one, second one, third one. Okay, so they all follow a specific pattern, and they're able to count their shots. Okay, so we have 9 holes. After the blast, we'll be able to see if everything went well and everything went as planned. Okay. Now, in the event of a blast, we always have guards at all the entrances of the blasting area. Very important because if miners are just walking around not knowing there's a blast, it can be a little dangerous for them to come in this area. Okay, just a little bit, dangerous for them. So I'm going to ask you to be my guards. Can you do that for me? Can you be my guards?
Yeah, all right.
Yeah?
Not you.
Yeah?
Okay?
All right. I'm going to ask you to go down the drift to your left on the wooden platform. Everybody needs to be there, and I'll stay back in line with you. All right? On the platform. We're supposed to be on the platform.
Over there. Over here. Alright. This is the platform.
Explosion we're supposed to hear. Maybe.
All aboard!
Dad, you gotta be on the platform.
On the platform.
I am.
On the
You're cheating.
Oh, that one.
Well, this is where we get the impact of the dynamite, I bet you, because we're standing on the board.
I got speakers around my head.
Okay, back then, there was no ear protection, so what we would do is hold down our hard hats like this and block our ears with our thumbs, so please do so.
Plug your ears.
If anybody is disturbed by loud noises, please make your way down the drift. Are we ready? Which way?
Wow.
All right, good work, guys. Good work. Now, minors have to wait 20 minutes to go back in, okay? It would be a little dangerous to go in there and start working in the area. So 20 minutes minimum. Now, like I said, they're able to count their shots. Let's say we only counted 8 instead of 9. That means that there's a misfired hole. So we would have to wait 30 minutes instead of the usual 20 to go back in.
What does fire in the hole mean?
A misfired hole? That means that, you know how we had 9 holes with dynamite? One of them did not blast.
But you were saying fire in the hole and you can't
Oh,
run.
fire in the hole.
Yes, I think that's what she's
That
asking.
means that I light the fuse and it's gonna blast. So you have to get out of the way.
So that's why she was running up.
Yeah. Okay, so if we have a misfired hole, you have to wait 30 minutes instead of the usual 20. We'd go back in there, look for the hole that didn't blast, and re-blast it before before starting to work. Okay? But we're not gonna wait here 20 minutes. We'll just go in the
The water.
I got your shoes for today.
Our diamond drill, it is used to take core samples of the rock. Okay, they're going to bring these samples back up to surface. They're going to analyze them. Okay, it's going to determine the shape and the size of the ore body. Okay, of the area that they would be working in. Then they're going to decide if it's profitable to go in that area and start blasting, start mucking, and getting the ore up to surface. So very important drill for exploration. Party time. All right. What am I sitting on?
The body.
The body. But in those days, we called it the honey wagon.
Yeah.
Now, as you can see,
It's a honey of a wagon.
it is a two-seater. Okay? It's not too private underground. Okay? The one who cleans the toilet is called the honey man. Now, he's in charge of emptying it, clean it with chemical products, and keep it, reasonably clean. Okay? Who wants to be the honey man for a day? And there would be another, it is a good spot for it. And another one is going to bring fresh air, like underground. Okay? So, this one, you can see it from our command center. If you have a chance to go when we do get back up to surface, please do so. It's a lot of fun. If somebody's there right now, they can see us. Okay? So you can wait. Another thing that we have underground is radios for communication. Because of this yellow cable called the leaky feeder system. Okay? Now, the signals leak through the holes of this cable, and we now have contact and can communicate at all times. So I'm going to radio up to the command center and see if anybody is there. Is anybody in the command center? How's it going up there?
Alright.
Move the camera around, take a look at my good-looking group.
They are a good-looking group.
Thanks.
I know they are. All right, at 3, we're all going to say hi, okay? 1, 2, 3.
Hi.
Hi, guys.
All right.
girl.
Mines are usually about 1 to 1.5 kilometers deep. The deepest mine in Sudbury and in North America is Creighton Mine, and that's about 2.2 kilometers deep. I mentioned at the end, so like I said, you want the air coming in at all times from surface during the day. Okay, it's pretty hot. No, we won't. We're just gonna go straight up. Alright, this is the electric locomotive, our twister train. It is used to pull the ore cars along the drift. Now you can control it. Alright, so if you do have a chance to go to...
We're having technical difficulties.
Alright, thanks anyway. Used for different things. First of all, a lunchroom. You have your fridge, your microwave. They come here to eat. Yes.
Were those bombs back there with the big
Bombs? No. No bombs underground. Okay? It can also be used as an office. We do have computers. You can order equipment or material that they need right here from underground. It's also a place where they come when there's an emergency. Okay, this is where they will meet up. Now I want to know, how do we alarm the miners that are out in the mine working that there is an emergency? Radio? Very hard to hear anything at all underground. Radios, alarms, okay, because you have ear protection, you have machines working around you. Very hard to hear anything, right?
A runner.
A runner? Which is...
When you did the dynamite, didn't you have to have somebody that you could run into the
No, that's only for blasting.
Oh, okay, I thought you had somebody that would do the same thing, pick somebody in the head.
Did you have some sort of alarm down here somewhere?
No, no alarms.
Did you do flashlights?
Light? Some areas of the mine don't have electricity, so if you're working in that area, you wouldn't know that there's an emergency going on. Phone? No?
Yeah,
Alright, I'm gonna tell you. We use our sense of smell. Okay, we're gonna use a gas called a stench gas. Apparently it smells like rotten egg. It's
Nice.
an awful, awful smell, okay? We're gonna release this gas with our ventilation systems. We're gonna activate our ventilation systems and the gas is gonna travel through the drift into the mine. Now when you smell this gas, very easy to recognize, you know exactly what it is. You know that you have to get your butt in the refuge station, okay? Okay? Alright, so right down this way to your left, you'll see 2 big machines, and wait for me right there. I'll just close up the refuge station.
Whoa.
Alright, you can go right in all the way at the end.
No, Mom, I'm staying right here.
Okay, this big machine over here on your right is called a scoop tram. It is pretty big, but apparently it's just a small baby compared to the ones that are in the actual working mines. Okay, so they get even bigger than that. The big scoop in the front is going to pick up the ore and bring it to the ore chute. Nowadays, in the modern mine, we put a grizzly on top of the ore chute. Right over there. It's kind of like a grid that's going to stop the big pieces of ore to go into the ore chute and get stuck. Okay? All the rocks that stay on top of this grizzly, the rock breaker is going to handle them. Okay? The tip of the rock breaker vibrates, moves really, really fast, and when it hits the rock, it's going to smash it to pieces. The rocks are going to go into the grizzly, through into the ore chute without a problem. Okay? If you go to our command center on the way back up, you can move or operate the rock breaker. So I'm going to radio up and see if anybody would like to move this one. Can anyone in the command center move the rock breaker? Is anybody there? Everybody's on break after lunch.
We're not leaving until we see it. Yeah, that would be the
Might be
second.
here for a while.
That would be the second.
Okay. So please follow me.
Working now.
Yeah.
I can hold it.
Yeah. Makes me want to pee.
Back up.
Okay?
Back up.
Yep. Yeah, it's neat. Mosquito down here. Yeah.
All day long, every way.
Gotta avoid the drips. Slow poke's coming. Slow poke's coming.
Okay.
It's a hard day, we're heading home.
Everybody's here? We're not leaving anyone behind?
Well, if they are, well, we have to catch them on the
Do we want to leave anyone behind?
Yeah.
As long as it's not me, I can make sure we're it.
Cool.
Everybody wants to go back up? Yeah. All right.
Oh, what a difference in
Please
air.
return your hard hats to...
Oh man. I want to keep mine. Good tour.
Thank you.
I didn't want to say it in front of anybody.
Yes.
Is this the actual line or man-made?
It was never an actual working line.
Oh, really? Oh, never?
No. Before Dynamic Earth was called Big Nickel Mine, which opened in the 1980s, it was always a touristy place.
So where is the original mine?
Oh, there's many sites here in Sudbury with original mines. Right across the street is Inco. Yeah.
So this actual was only ever used for exhibits?
Yeah.
Okay.
At all. Yeah.
So no miners per se were down here?
I mean, some miners were here to do some work and things like that. At one point, they said that some miners did actually do some training to know how it is underground, but it was never an actual working mine. There was never ore found.
Oh, really? They never did put, oh.
No way.
We leave my mother-in-law down here?
No. Can I leave my son-in-law here? Please.
Now we're going straight up all the way at the main entrance, but feel free to go back into our galleries. There's the Earth Gallery up here, and the Rock Gallery, go play and explore mine. There's the command center, go operate those machines that weren't moving when we were down there.
The ones that didn't
Yep.
work? Yeah.
And also Nickel City Stories, their object theater. It's on the second floor. Have you seen it?
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
you've all seen it.
At the barber
The
shop.
barber shop? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we seen that.
Did you like it? It was awesome. So if anybody didn't see it, Go to the second floor. It lasts about 25 minutes. It's awesome.
good.
You have a chance to go. It's good. All right, here we are. Thank you for coming. You
Thank
guys
you.
were great. Have a good weekend. This weekend,
No, it's fine. That's okay, no.
Thank you. I know.
Women and children first. Save yourselves. Oops, sorry.
You forgot.
I forgot one woman and one. Oh, there's the other children. Gotta get a shot of our tour guide without her uniform on.
Thanks for watching, and please subscribe.